Hello, beloved. I thank you so much for your time and I thank you for joining me on the Prophetic Vessel Show. This will be your message from God, Ra, Allah, Source, the Divine. I'm grateful for your time. To those whom are keen or interested in becoming members of my Patreon, on my Patreon, I do offer weekly sign readings for $10 per month based on love as well as spiritual path. I also offer on my Patreon personal readings for $50 per month. You get a personal reading from me every month based on love, spiritual path, career and finances, as well as ancestral messages. The link to my Patreon will be listed in my description box below. You can also join my Patreon by typing what is on the screen via Google, search it, and it'll lead you to my Patreon website. Without further ado, let us tap in and find out why were you spiritually led here? What is here for you, beloved? Why did you resonate with the title? And why did your own YouTube algorithm present you with this message? Let us tap in and talk to God, okay? We have the Queen of Pentacles energy here. We have the Page of Cups. All right. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. We also have the Temperance energy and the Hanged Man. So what I'm seeing here is your family, okay, has been under this very deep, to say the least, right? This very deep curse. And, this generational curse here has held them hostage mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, to the extent that they're unable to get rid of it, okay? They have lived with this curse for so long that it is not only just a part of them, it is them. They are a curse, right? And you know better than anyone what that means because you've experienced it firsthand. The journey of being from a family like this can be a very scarring journey because all that you experienced is pain. And that same scarring energy they carry and you experienced it, best believe that that same scarring energy lives within them. They are that. That's why you don't want anything to do with them, because all that they are is just this scar. And the scar carries the pain. That's all you see. Isn't that such a curse that your own family to you is just this big scar of pain that you cannot even, who wants to touch their scar and and play with it and have any connection to it. They just want to let it be and let it heal itself to its best capability. But that's the thing with the scar, it forever remains there on the body. For example, an analogy, a reference point, a case study, a scar does not go away. Every time you look at it, you remember the pain. Every time you look at them, you remember the pain. You can't unfeel it, unsee it, unthink it. Its existence is prominent and forever, right? It's prominent and forever. So there was a meeting that your family had, right? Recently, a meeting was held with regards to you, your name, and the decision and choice you've made with your life. All right. And there's been several meetings, but this one in particular, the way in which it happened, this occurrence of the way in which it happened was symbolic to the fact that it was the last meeting that they'll ever have in your name. All right, let's tap in deeper to this message. It will forever be the last thing that they've come together for, right? You know, your family doesn't come together much or for anything, but they came together for this, and it was the last time. All right, it was the last time. We have the Six of Cups. We have the Four of Swords here. So here's the Six of Cups energy. And then we have the Four of Swords. So keep in mind that all these people that are coming together, your family here, they're under this generational curse, and they've been living with it to the extent that they are it. They are this curse, right? Now, with that being said, this curse here, it being generational, it stems from before you were even conscious of the curse itself, before you even knew it, before you even identified it or had any level of understanding of what you were surrounded by or what you were living, right? What you were going through. And it's generational. So it was even before their own existence that this curse was breathing and living within the bloodline, within the DNA, within the ancestry lineage. This is a very deeply embedded curse. It lives in the mind, in the heart, in the spirit, and in the body. It houses itself in those aspects of the person. That means it lives in who they are. Therefore, that's why they are the curse itself. Now, if you think about that, the curse doesn't lift because they apologize or they want to change and be better. The curse is bigger than them. So it's not necessarily about, this person wants a change between our dynamic and our relationship, whoever the relative might be. They all of a sudden now have reached this point of life where they want to be they want to play that role that they were supposed to play in a better way. The curse, it being bigger than them and it being them, living within them in the way that we've established, understanding that the curse lives only when it's meant to. Meaning that the curse lifted with you and those that will come from you within your body as a woman or as a man, your seed, right? Those are the ones that will never experience the curse, but those that came before you will die with it. It lifted because it had to through you, because you were the one that was meant to carry the breakthrough, carry the change. And it being meant to be lifted, the curse itself, that's God's plan for your bloodline, your ancestral lineage, and your DNA. It's not up to you or them. It wasn't in anyone's plan except God's plan. And God made you the syndicate. God made you the carrier of this change, right? This breakthrough. And it was not even up to you or anyone. You have to understand that first. So they can speak these nice words or act this nice way. It does not mean that the curse is out of them. It lives in them and it will die with them, because that is the destiny and fate of who they chose to be on earth. Not saying that they chose to be this way and carry this curse, but saying that the curse already existed before them. They're just living in it because it already existed. They could have chosen to not abide by the curse, because the curse, it varies for all. The curse could be substance abuse. The curse could be mental illness. The curse could be various things for all of you watching, and you take it how it applies for your reality. But they could have chosen differently. But because they chose to abide by the curse, it has them too. You made a different decision because it was a part of your destiny and your fate to align yourself with a change, a breakthrough that was meant to rise you up and lift this curse from you, because you were also born into it regardless. So they carry the scar that represents the pain. That's all you see of them. They're cursed, okay? You were not meant to. It's like they came a certain point of your life, right, where you were meant to flee from them, leave them behind, and start a life of your own. A life free from a curse, a life of breakthrough and change, a life of God, right? And because of that, your journey, your path, your walk of life was never simple. It is a very complex one, because of who you had to be and what you had to do. You know, no one wants to. I believe that in life, right? Just hold on for a minute. We all have something within us that wants to do right by nature, right? Like we want that for ourselves, where you wish that things could have been different. But when the voice of your life in a particular situation, in this instance for your family, the voice of your life within your family, it speaks that you need to leave and start a life of your own. You can't force that, right? You can't force yourself to not take heed of the voice of your life, in particular the aspect of your own family. It's clear as day that you cannot be around them, you cannot live with them, they cannot be in your life. You need to keep abiding to that voice, because it's not your own, it's God's way of speaking to you by putting you in a situation to see things for what they are, see them for who they are, and do different. We have the Lovers reversed. You need to make different choices. You need to make different decisions because you have already made your way out of the curse itself. It is already lifting in your reality. And every year that comes and goes, you see that within your mind, your heart, your spirit, your body, your vessel, your temple. You see that, you realize it, you awaken to it. You realize and see and awaken to the truth of that you are not like them. That's why your path had to be the way it had to be. That's why your walk of life, your journey of life, your path of life had to be the way it had to be, because you are not like them. You were never meant to live the same life, experience the same things, and undergo the same reality, the same world, the same energy that they lived with and they live with. Okay? Not to say that you didn't experience this curse. You experienced it from the outside looking in. You were never cursed. Don't forget that the shield over you was that you are carrying the change. You are carrying the transformation, the shift, right? Based on that fated breakthrough that is in your name and your name alone. So already when you were living amongst these people, however young, you were conscious of your surroundings at first and saw the truth and saw that, you know what, this is bad, or this is wrong, or this is not in alignment with what I want for myself grow as when I reach a certain point of my own life, right? That was placed upon you by God. God wanted you to get to that point early where you realize that this is not for you. These people are not, you're not the same, because you carry a different DNA. Even if they're family, you carry a different wavelength, a certain frequency and vibration that they will never be able to carry. They will never be able to house that same particular energy and power, because that is not a part of them. They live by a curse because they chose it. Everyone had a decision that they made, and so did you, and you chose different. Hence, you have fallen into what you have fallen into. Even though it was meant for you to be like that, you could have really cursed yourself by choosing differently, by looking at the curse and still wanting to make decisions and choices that keep you in it. But you saw the curse that they were in and you wanted different, and therefore that's why you have different. Because it could have went either way, regardless of the fact that you are carrying this breakthrough, you were carrying this change all along. It could have been reversed and turned upside down and backfired on you if you had not chosen the change and chosen the breakthrough with your own decisions and choices of life, and say, you know what, I can't walk down this path the same way they did. I have to be different, do different, act different, think different, feel different, because I cannot live like this, be like this, think like this, feel like this every day of your life, living as a curse or being cursed. So much so that, you see it. You see it in how they make you feel, and when you think about them, or just the thought of them, what it does to you emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. It's just the sight of them. It's a heavy curse. Imagine people who are not related to them, just people, strangers, and that's why they lack opportunities. They lack mental health. They lack emotional stability. They lack spiritual strength. The life of the cursed is exactly that. They live a different life than you, beloved. They're in a different reality, a different world with this. They're in a different frequency, a different wavelength, a different vibration with this one, which you can't relate to, resonate with. We have judgment. So God has made you the change, the syndicate to change, the syndicate to the breakthrough of this whole curse, so that you can start afresh. How beautiful is the Most High, not making you have the same fate and giving you a chance as they were given a chance as well. As much as someone can have this blessing of change and this blessing of power and breakthrough in their name, they can literally miss out on that with the decisions and choices that they make, and they can fall right into the things of life that will eliminate the fated and destined alignment of who they were meant to be. And they'll fall into curses and fall into things like, addictions and things like lust and, all these things of the world, and become this fallen angel of life and dread life, not realizing that they shifted their own fate, they shifted their own destiny with the decisions and choices that they made for themselves, not realizing that they had this power of change and power of breakthrough that they eliminated within their life because of the decisions and choices that they made. Beloved, you could have fallen into that too. The decisions and choices that you made got you here, regardless of the fact that you were fated and destined to house this powerful breakthrough and change. You could have chosen differently, and that decision could have led you to be just like them. So you now being in a position that you're in to have this first start where you can cleanse your DNA, your bloodline, and your ancestry lineage and start over and create, birth new. That door has to stay closed of your family that you were born into. And you need to make your own family and leave it behind. And in the understanding that they are new, they're not cursed. They're new, they're not cursed. You brought upon that breakthrough. You brought upon that change. Give yourself a round of applause. Give yourself a pat on the back. Create your own family. It's okay to want to be a wife and a husband. Don't let the voice of the world convince you that it's impossible or it's wrong or promiscuity is the way or singlehood until celibacy. Guys, mating forms life. Don't you want to leave a legacy? Don't you want the fact that you put in all this work within yourself, within your reality, life, and world to break this curse and lift it from you? Don't you want to see it in those that will come after you? Don't you want it to have then a purpose other than it dying with you? Because then what's the point of you being the breakthrough and the change if it's not for a greater purpose bigger than you? Go forward into your journey and live as free as you are. Yes, the world has its own chains, but you have broken the main one, which was in your bloodline, in your ancestry lineage, in your DNA. The world chains have us all And every day we choose to live outside of the matrix, we break those world chains. But we have to start with the chains that actually have a that actually have chained our minds, our hearts, our spirits, and our bodies, our vessels, right? Our temples. And then face the rest of it afterwards. That's the first step. You need to move into the path of your change. The path of your breakthrough. Because it is here, it is now, it is present. All right. Congratulations. We have double Taurus energy, double Virgo energy, double Capricorn energy. We have Pisces energy, double Pisces energy, double Scorpio energy. We have Cancer energy. We have Sagittarius energy. We have Libra energy. We have Gemini energy. We actually have triple Scorpio energy, double Libra energy, and we also have Aries energy here. I thank you so much for your time, and I thank you for joining me on the Prophetic Vessel Show. Okay, this was your message from God, Ra, Allah, Source, the Divine. I'm grateful for your time. All right. To those whom are keen or interested in becoming members of my Patreon, on my Patreon, I do offer weekly sign readings for $10 per month based on love as well as spiritual path. I also offer on my Patreon personal readings. For $50 per month, you get a personal reading from me every month based on love, spiritual path, career and finances, as well as ancestral messages. The link to my Patreon will be listed down in my description box below. You can also join my Patreon by typing what is on the screen via Google, search it, and it'll lead you to my Patreon website. I thank you all for everything, and I will see you all soon. Goodbye.